Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I am going to go over cryptocurrency markets and markets in general. Um, Update you guys what I think is your potential to have something be going on here. It's we're in a very depressing area of the market right now. I can see it even on Twitter now. You got people leaving Twitter. They're giving up on Twitter, if you can believe it. They're going home. They're putting their tail between their legs and they're going home, which is understandable. Most people do not make it through a bear market. They run out of money is what happens, guys. Those are the facts. They run out of money or they didn't plan properly. So now that you're here, let's forecast. Let's go with the future. Now that you're here, you're going to listen to this video. I would say maybe 100 of you that might pay attention to this video. And then out of the 100, the 10 of you that might take action. Okay? So what's it going to be? This is what it's going to be. There will be another type of wave run up in the cryptocurrency market. When will that be? Don't know. But let's just say there's another wave run up. You will probably you are going to plan for this to happen again, because it will happen again. You see how I said don't hold on to coins. Sell the top, even in Bitcoin. You have guys like, they get on the YouTubes, guys. They have multiple businesses and they just tell you how it's so great to hodl. Do you think, what's his name? MicroStrategy guy. I can't even think of his name right now. You know who I'm talking about. Mr. Bitcoin. Hey, man, he's a good proponent of Bitcoin. I kind of agree with a lot of what he says. I like his strategy a little bit. He's there's nothing wrong with that. But a guy like that and put it into his business, he can hodl Bitcoin. He's set up for that. Like he's probably making a couple million on his own, right? He's not a big deal. Oh, I'll just wait it out. Plus, he's got taxes and stuff like that. Or other guys that are on there have lots of viewers. They got maybe multiple businesses and doing other things too. And they're sitting there telling you guys to hodl. All right. I'm not. Okay. Like Bitcoin goes from like 15,000 all the way back up to 45,000 and it's up there at the top and it does another drop back down to 20. That's another 50% haircut again. I'm not going to do that. Not me. I'm not going to do it, guys. So here's the deal. I was explaining this right here. Here's what the market is saying, what's going to be happening with the Fed funds rate. Okay. So right now, for the month of, let me go to February. So right now, the Fed funds rate is about 425, 450. 75% of the market is saying that 450, 475. So another 25 basis point rate hike in February. That's what the market is saying. Now, you have to remember, if you're on my channel, you have to distinguish between the market and the economy. The economy is not the market, and the market is not the economy, guys. Just get that through your think. That's just how it is. Once that light bulb goes off, you'll be like, oh wow, never really thought about it like that. The media tries to put everything together. Okay. If you want to learn more about markets, there are some good YouTube channels. There's Eurodollar University. I like how that guy comes about. He explains a lot of things, how the Fed really operates. There's George Gammon. He's got some pretty good stuff on how, I've explained this before. I've told this to a few people. They didn't get it. He's doing an okay job of explaining it, but it takes some time to get used to it. How the Fed, they actually print money. They put on balance sheets of banks, and it doesn't actually go into the economy. They understand this. They learned this back from Germany, where when you put the money actually out into the broad economy, that's when you actually create the hyperinflation, but they can actually do the money printing without creating massive hyperinflation. It's it's a hat trick that they've figured out to make everything last a lot longer. So that's just how it is. If you think about it, like they'll print money, they'll put on a bank's balance sheet, and it looks like serious like money supply went out when in reality it didn't. So all right, so there we go. 75 basis point rate hike in March. Now we got, what is this? Not March, February. Now we're in March. So 475 to 500. Okay. So there we go. In March is 25 basis point rate hike is what the market is predicting. Okay. This is the market. And if you guys don't believe that this could happen, go back and look in the history of the 2000 .com bust when they were raising rates, and go back to, I think, 07 when they were raising rates, guys. Go back and take a look. And you'll see they were raising rates, and the market was predicting that no. They were saying we're going to keep raising rates. Greenspan and whoever else was involved. We're going to keep raising rates. We're going to beat inflation. We're going to get it just like today, guys, just like today. And you know what happened? Market said, no, you're not. No, you're not. And what they did, they lowered rates. They lowered rates when they said so. Okay, so now this is not necessarily a good thing. In my opinion, you want the Fed to do a pause, and then the markets could go up, because once the Fed does a pivot, more than likely the market's going to crash. Okay, that's more than likely what's going to happen. Just based off history. I'm just going off history. History tells us that. Okay, now it could be all be a new era of something maybe going on, and things could change. So now we're going to May of 23. So now we're 6 months out from where we are right now, and you see right here, 475 to 500. 50% of the market says no more rate hikes after March. No more. There's some, they didn't even say in that December could have been the last one. So we will see. No more rate hikes in March. Okay. So now we go to June. You see 50%, no more rate hikes. July, going out to July, check it out. No more rate hikes. Majority of the market says no more rate hikes. Still 475, 500. And then you go into September of 23 and look at that. Majority of the market says they're going to what? Going to lower it. Now, that remains to be seen. I think that's a possibility that could happen right there with that guy. So, all right. So what does that mean for the broad market of, not the broad market, what does that mean for the cryptocurrency market? More than likely, guys, what I would suspect could happen, you have a couple options here with Bitcoin, okay? Here on the daily chart. So it's in this area. Could it pop back up to the trend line? It could. I like this as being a like a descending wedge. And one of the nice things about this that gives a higher probability of being a descending wedge is it came down into this wave right here. You see that right there? And look where it hit the bottom of that. So you have a really good probability this is a descending wedge, and it's going to come down here to this area. You know, that's just my estimated guess. I'm not saying that there's 100%. I'm not predicting the future is coming down. That's why it's a box. You know, you see a box, okay? The box could go up here, down there. You just have to take what the market's going to give you. Could it stop right here at 15? It could. Could it stop at 14.1? It could. Could it be 13,000? Okay. Just to make that clear that this is not anything like this. This is not part of the 10 commandments that I have down here. It's not. Okay. It's not the 11th commandment. It has to go there. Thou shalt go to 13,900. No, it's not like that, guys. You have to be able to wing it, you know, play what's the market going to give you. So the odds are on a wedge. Okay, we have like this wedge pattern like this, right? Here's a wedge pattern. Okay, a wedge pattern, just like so. All right, coming down just like that. And this is more like the wedge. Okay, these things, like 70% of these things break up for sure. Okay, a lot of times. They're pretty easy trades, guys. You learn how to play those wedges up and down. They're actually fairly easy. So it comes down into that one, it comes over here like into a 2, right? And it comes down into a 3, okay, like that. The fourth, you know where they like to go to? This is like a prime spot, right? They like to tag that. And they like to do it on the way, both directions too. It tags it right there, just like that. And it comes back down, kind of like over here. You see that? This area right there, it came up, boom, and it just hit it. So more than likely, somehow this whole thing right here could have been the whole wave. You know, it's hard to really suss this out. You know, it looks like 1, 2, 3, and then it did 3 and then back down. You know, this whole thing right here could have been the wave. So like a 1, 2, all the way down here for your 3 here. It bounced back up to this 4 and back down for that 5 potentially. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Okay. There's a good shot you have something like this, possibly. Okay. Just have to see what the market's going to give us right here. And that would be your 3, see your 4, and your 5, like so, guys. Okay. And that 5 could just, in these descending wedges too, you have to be patient. They can last a long time, guys. It's like a real slow grind that can happen with these things on this last wave right here. Just kind of like really, really just finally and gets down there. Okay. So that's what I think could happen with Bitcoin. And so what's it mean for the broad with the other market on the with the Fed interest rates? Okay. So by the time it gets down there, then the Fed is going to have a period potentially, according to the markets predicting. And you know what? You know who's been right more often than the Fed? Markets. Go look at '07 and go look at 2000. Just take a look at them. The market was right. The Fed was wrong during that whole time. They're like sitting there scratching their head. They went off their data just like they're doing right now. They're going to do it every single time. They can't. They're just going to, guys. So the Fed's going to come down right here. The interest rates can pause in an area. So you have a shot of maybe. Let me take a brush. Right. You have a shot of Bitcoin potentially making a move. Not a massive move. Right. And then the Fed's going to do a pause and bam. Okay. Now, whether this is going to be a corrective bounce or if it's going to be a new bullish sequence, okay, remains to be seen. But that's what I would be planning for. So what does that mean for some altcoins? Well, you could take a coin like here, Chili's, right? Let's take a look at Chili's right now on the daily chart. It came down, blasted through my box. It's in that area. Okay. It's in that area. So Chili's is an area you want to pay attention to. I made videos on this, guys, because, Chili's can do a correction. It can do a deep retrace here, guys. You got to remember 786 to 886 off of that wave. So where's 786? So as in it's 786 and then also 886 on that wave right there with Chili's. So, and you take a look at Chili's right here. Okay, let's take a look at the history of Chili's based off this RSI data. RSI data is all the way down here, right? RSI data is all the way down there. When it was down here, what did it do last time? Blast off. Okay. Well, RSI data was down here. It went up a little bit and blast off. Still that area went up. Okay. RSI data down here. This is when it was in a bearish run. You can see what it did right there. It went up deep and then back up. Okay. So it went up there. Went up a little bit there. Here it is right here. Still in a bearish cycle right there. And it went up. Okay. Here it is right here. Went up a little bit. So the odds are at some point somewhere along this line, in my opinion, Chili's down in this area can make a little bit of a move, maybe come back down and then get out of here over the time it's going to happen or something like that. According with the if I'm going off like what the Fed is going to be doing, because it's apparent right now that most of the people that are waiting for the markets that aren't aggressive traders, institutional wise and also retail, they're sitting back on their hands and they're just waiting for the Fed to give them permission to go back into the markets. That's going to be during the Fed pause. And they'll still wait for a period of time for that Fed pause. Markets will probably go up. They'll be in too late once again, and then there'll be a crash. That's the issue that I see is going to happen. Okay. So it could come up again, during that time, you're looking at, let's say Fed does a pause in March, something like that. It struggles out of here, kind of like this area right here, maybe goes up, makes it up there to those areas. And there's going to be another one. And then, potentially one a little bit more for Chili's in that area, guys. So that's what I'm going to suspect is going to be going on. Just using Chili's as an example. There's other coins too that have really like decent setups. There is Caspa. I went down with Caspa, picked that up on a daily chart, guys. Like you hear me talk about Caspa a lot, but I just look at the daily clam all the way down here. So I think it's in a decent area, just a little bit of patience with it. I just been slowly, ever so slightly, just sniping a little bit of it, down in that area. I like where it came to. You can see right on top of that wave, it bounced right there. Just realize too, it could come up in a 3-wave and then come back down over here in a 3-wave. But realize too, that could be done there and can start ripping. Okay. And an asset like that won't need Bitcoin to be like super bullish or anything to start ripping out of there. As you can see, was Bitcoin really bullish during that time? Nope. It wasn't really bullish that time, was it? And you see what Caspa does. Okay. So there's another one I was checking out. What is it? I saw it dump really good. Oh, yeah. Trust Wallet. You see that right there, guys? I let you guys Trust Wallet right here. It did a nice dump, came down to those areas. And you can see in the RSI, in the daily RSI, it came down and it's kind of resetting itself. So this is an area right here to be checking out Trust Wallet, in my opinion. And Let's go to a 12-hour, check out the RSI. You see the RSI in 12-hour getting pretty nice and deep. Definitely an area start looking at it. This is to this. I saw this. I was like, oh wow, man, this is like a little bit of a gift. Let me start paying attention to this one because this one's in a trend. Definitely in a some sort of bullish sequence right here. You're probably not going to make as much gains, but making gains on the long side right there. So go back to Bitcoin. I'll show you on the short side if you want to do something like that with Bitcoin. Is if you see Bitcoin do this, it's down here, and you see it make a trek back up here like this, guys. If you see Bitcoin just kind of make a move, it could make a move just barely, like a double top type move right there, or it could go a little bit higher, okay? And then it probably make a move like that. And so let me go to a 12-hour RSI. I'll show you what, like you see how it came down there, it reset everything. And then if you see Bitcoin potentially play around in here for a little bit and it goes back up like that into the RSI, that right there would be your opportunity to, boom, get right back into Bitcoin to do more of a swing trade, okay? For me, I'm doing more of a swing trade, guys. Like, I'm not looking for these, let's go make, let's just do your little scalp trades, man. Scalp trades, it's just not me. It's just not my mindset, Some guys are really good at that. If there's a guy that's good at that, go watch that guy. Maybe he's good at that. You do some scalp trades, but I like to do the bigger ones, okay? And particularly with the setup like this with Bitcoin, if it does drag the RSI, let's say it does a reversal, it's all the way up here onto the trend line. I see a good setup. The RSI is dragged up nice and high. It just drags it up way up there. So then there's an opportunity depending on how I'm going to do it. I might layer in 5x leverage. I might go, just kind of depends on the setup. Okay. I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but possibility and going up with a little bit higher leverage and just, start slamming it right there and waiting for that move. Boom, back down. Okay. But that move might not come. I'm just seeing if the setup is there. I'm going to take what the market gives me with that. And be the same thing with Ethereum, guys. The same thing with Ethereum. Ethereum's in that area where it could, it needs to get up there a little bit more on the daily, guys. So for that setup, like it had over here, and then, it's way back down here. This has to drag it up. Ethereum actually on this 12-hour looks pretty decent right now, actually, based on this right here. So here's this move. Okay, you got a little bit of divergence right there, telling you to make that move, and it came down all the way down here again. So Ethereum might be making another trek back up too, guys. So yeah, the market's sending off like mixed signals right now, guys. It really is. Some of the coins are dumping, and now they're saying we're going into the other phase of the bear market. We shall see. Going over the Bitcoin dominance chart, I'm paying attention to that. And they're thinking this is going to be doing a moonshot. So I was looking at this right here, and it's all the way up there. It's really looking like that's some type of flat move, guys. To me, it's looking like a flat move. You see how it took that out right there? Up in A, B, C. I don't think it's a new trend. I think it's a fake out. Up in here, back down, right? And then it looks like ABC just to swing back this way. That's what I'm actually looking for. Like it did kind of like right here, guys. You see it went up in this area and everybody's like, oh, look at everything, the whole 2018 mentality came back and Bitcoin's going to go up to 70%. All the alts are going to go basically to zero, never be seen again. You need a fishing pole to go down there and find them at the bottom of the ocean, and go down there. Oh yeah, they're at 1 cent and they used to be at like $50 or something like that. So here they are right here. This actually could go up a little bit more potentially right in this area and start seeing some bearish divergence, and it could start trekking down, okay, like this. So that's what I'm thinking is going to be happening with the Bitcoin dominance chart, okay? That's just my take on it. I think people are more willing to play around in some altcoins than they are with Bitcoin. The next wave run, Bitcoin's going to be taken off, guys. If things do plan out, there's going to be a ton of money be made when Bitcoin makes that move, even if it's a minor move of just like 15 to 27 to 30 or 33K, like that. Okay. And then both ways too. And then on the short side, when it goes back down, to be able to play that side. So that's why I'm gonna be looking up that way and that way. It just sucks right now with Bitcoin because it's not super volatile. It's in a bottom area, guys. It's not real volatile. Not like it was over here. So that's the only thing that I'm like looking at. All right, guys, that's the end of my video. If you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.